They bark and meow, they run and they sleep, they scamper and jump and they lie on the couch, they nicker and neigh, they slither and creep, they pounce and they scurry, they crawl and they crouch. The creatures we love are a sacred delight, with eyes that are bright and with tongues that are rough. They brighten our days and they wake us at night. Our praises we sing for the creatures we love. With fins and with fangs, with feathers and fur, they rest in their cages and swim in their tanks. Each squeak and each squawk, each judder and purr joins in with creation in offering thanks. The creatures we love bring us wonder and joy. They help us get through when the going is tough. They open our hearts even when they annoy. Our praises we sing for the creatures we love. They leap from the chair, they prowl in the woods, they knead and they cuddle, they snuggle and sigh. The essence of proof creation is good, a blessing we cherish for all of our lives. The creatures we love are an instant of grace, the tiny, the giant, each one is enough, a part of the ultimate holy embrace. Our praises we sing for the creatures we love. Our praises we sing for the creatures we love.
Well, good morning, everyone. This is Reverend Alex, and I want to welcome you all today to this service. Before I do the opening words, I want to explain a little bit about why we are doing this service rather than, say, All Souls Day or Day of the Dead or so on. We've had to deal with a lot of death this year, and it's been discouraging, obviously, for many. And we haven't really talked about those animal companions we have or have had in our lives, and how particularly this year, since the pandemic started, how important they are to us. So I decided that this service would be one where we would honor and appreciate our animal companions, as well as remembering those who have died or possibly disappeared this year. So the opening words are attributed to St. Francis of Assisi. What hate rules, let us bring love. Where sorrow, joy. Let us strive to comfort others than to be comforted, to understand others rather than be understood, to love others more than to be loved. For it is in giving that we receive, and in pardoning that we are pardoned. So once again, I welcome you to this service. During the service, if you want to put a personal joy or sorrow into the chat room, I will then summarize them later in the service. As a reminder, we continue to offer our financial gifts to sustain this church and its work in the community. To donate electronically, please visit the website, the church website. You can also mail checks. And this month, the Share a Plate recipient is the Center for Family Services. Now, as you all know, this is pledge time, which I know makes everyone very excited. And in fact, this was a testimonial that Cynthia Burton brought to us. I'm going to read it, although I think all of you can probably see it. This is what she wrote. For 40 years, I have been a member of this congregation, and to my constant surprise, I am now an elder who carries stories I was given by members now gone in body, and stories I have lived myself. Many of you value our church for the free and open exchange of ideas. I do too. But my highest appreciation for our church comes from the meetings of place, time, inspired intent, and the constant evolving souls who show up to journey together for a time. I have and continue to be both challenged and enriched by you moment by moment. My gratitude is ongoing energy, not a noun. May we continue on for many years, lifting each other up. I am truly happy to be able to give and give generously to sustain myself and to sustain you, my brothers and sisters. Blessings, Cynthia Burton. So this is again a reminder from Amelia Carr, who is our stewardship chair. Please mail in your pledge card so we can plan the budget. And then you'll see 2 dates at the bottom, November 18th, when the budget will be finalized by the board, and then December 6th, when we'll have an annual meeting to approve the budget. And I assume, Rick, that is going to be an online meeting probably right after the service. Am I correct, Rick?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Now, I'm going to have to explain the chalice lighting as well. I heard from Cynthia the other day when we were doing a Zoom call that it was a tradition here for at least some period of time to have a substitute chalice on or near Halloween. So I don't know who did the carving, but I decided this year, and so I decided this year to, there we go. And it's already lit. And I want to thank Dan Hunter, who came over Friday evening, and he did 99.5% of the carving, because I'm a klutz when it comes to knives. So he and I were able to catch up, and I also told him to please autograph the pumpkin, and so his autograph is on back. So even though I've already lit the substitute chalice, these words: we light this chalice in honor of the animal realm, furred and hoofed, two-legged, four-legged, many-legged, fanged and clawed, gentle and fierce, wild and tame. May we remember that all animals are our relatives, worthy of our care and respect.
And now let's sing together our hymn for the day, Spirit of Life.
Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Blow
So why don't we repeat together, are you at home and I here, our unison affirmation of covenant and mission. Our covenant is to be a loving, joyful community that nurtures spiritual growth, promotes compassion, social responsibility, and service in an atmosphere of mutual respect. Our mission is to be a faith community devoted to love and respect, reason and justice. So now we begin our conversation and our remembrance, but also the honoring our pets or animal companions, either term is fine, who first of all have died in this year. And what I'm going to do is read the ones that were sent to Jody, and then I'm going to invite us to mention the name and age and so on of any of your animal companions who might have died or disappeared this year. But here are the ones that I'd like to start with. Deborah Savell is my partner in Eugene, and she asked that I include the two dogs, Finn, who was age 16, and Rusty, age 16, or maybe 20, or maybe 13. We never quite knew for sure. And then from Jody Sipos and family, Dexter, aged 13, and Bastien, age 9. So anyone in the room, if you have an animal companion or pet who died or disappeared this year and you want to mention their name and age, please unmute yourself and let us know.
This is Peggy. We lost our wonderful neighborhood cat. His name was Bob. He was about 15, nobody knew for sure, but he was truly a cat of the universe, and he died this year.
Now, the animal companions that we would like to have blessed who are in our homes and connected to us despite our occasional moods during the pandemic of getting irritated with our animal companions. So first slide, and then afterwards we'll have a chance for you to speak up. So I took the liberty, actually Jody did, of having me go first so that I can show as an example. So these are my 4 cats that you've probably heard of all too many times. Elsa, who's 16 years old, her sister Mapo, who's 16 years old and also has cancer. And then there's Chubby, age unknown, about 20 pounds of unneutered tomcat who has decided to adopt me. And then Irene, who lives across Pine Street, but comes over for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and any other meals that she can scarf down. From Joyce and Mike, Maggie and Banks, 9 years old. And then Liza, who's 11 years old. And by the way, in the breakout rooms, we can talk more about our companions and brag about them if needed. So Amy's animal companions, Loopy, which is a wonderful name, 14 years old. And then Aria and, is it Amina? How do you pronounce that?
It's Amina.
Amina, okay.
Right.
All right. And then Mary O'Day's animal companion, Pete O'Day, who's somewhere between 8 and 9 years old. Before we do breakout rooms, does anybody want to mention the name of an animal companion or pet that weren't in these slides or pictures who you'd like to mention and their age? Just unmute yourself and share what you will.
I don't know if you can see her.
Oh, yes.
Okay,
I can.
will you take a picture of me with her?
And how old is she?
2.
Okay.
And come a little closer. And this is one of my loves of my life. This is Hermano, who is somewhere around 30. So we're both old together. I'm going to be 80 and he's 30.
Okay.
So we commiserate with the grayness. And he loves carrots.
Thank you. Thanks, Susan. Is there anyone else who'd like to mention an animal companion from, and it doesn't have to be just this year, but one of them who's important in your life?
Well, there's Bella. I don't know if you can see her.
Yep.
She's 13 years old and she's looking like a sheep right now because she hasn't been groomed. She's been a great animal companion and a therapy dog also for 10 years. So she's just in retirement and we love her very much.
Wonderful. Thank you. Anyone else?
Well, I have Brooklyn, who's asleep on the sofa, my very high maintenance dog, he's 11 years old and he is diabetic and blind from cataracts, but he does very well. And he's definitely my dog. He's very attached animal. So, yeah.
Thank you,
Maybe I
Deb.
can take- Oh,
Can I
Brooke.
add that Brooklyn is my favorite neighbor dog?
Sure.
Are you there?
I
Yeah.
love Brooklyn as my neighbor. Oh,
Oh,
hi,
look at that.
Brooklyn.
Yeah, you're okay.
So Peggy, what did you want to add here?
I just wanted to add that Brooklyn is my favorite neighbor dog.
Okay.
He's my neighbor and I love him.
Any idea how old?
No,
He's-
Deb's dog.
He's 11.
Oh, got it. Okay.
He's 11.
Okay. Thank you. Anyone else?
I'll go. This is Laurie. I wanted to tell you about Tika. Many of you have met Tika because he often comes to the Christmas tree event where we bring the tree in and decorate it, etc. But Tika is 8.5 years old. He is a therapy dog also, as Fran's dog was. And so he often, when we have on-campus events at Edinburgh, Mark, my husband, Mark, and Tika will go to those events where lots of university students come and share some time with furry friends. So Tika has served that role. He's my therapy dog right now. I'm teaching from home in this very space, and he's right now in his bed, which is 5 feet from me, and he spends all day there during the week when I'm teaching from home, and does a great job. Every now and then he barks and my students laugh, and just, you know, it's a fun thing. And we also have, so he's wonderful in so many ways. And we also have a 17-year-old cat, Tilly, who rules the roost. She is getting up there in age, and you know, we are at her beck and call. So gotta love our furry friends.
And with cats, that is the way it should be, according to them. I think it's time for breakout rooms. So we posed 2 questions. Why do you have or had an animal companion? And then what meaning do they give to you? And I'm thinking especially this year with the pandemic, and so many of us had to be isolated in our homes. So now we turn to the prayer on your screen. Surrounded by the animals we love, we remember with gratitude the pets, protectors, and animal companions who have blessed our lives this year and always. So surrounded by the animals we love, we remember with gratitude the pets, protectors, and animal companions who have
blessed our lives this year and always.
Okay, all you need to do is say, we bless these animals we love together. We bless these animals
we love.
love. Thank you. We give thanks for our childhood pets who taught us how to love and to cry. We give thanks for the children, our children's pets, who will help us teach them responsibility and relationship. And we give thanks for the pets who brighten our days and comfort our nights. Together, we bless
These
the animals we love. Surrounded by well-loved pets, we remember that many animals suffer. We remember that some animals are hunted or deserted or tortured or hungry. We remember that nature can be cruel and that people can be mean. We remember and we want to help. Please respond. We bless these animals we love.
We
bless these animals we love.
we
And then
pledge to care
Care for them,
Tenderly,
faithfully to remember that we are not alone on the planet.
so this is our prayer this day. And I say amen to that and to the gift of all of our companions on the way in our lives who give us so many blessings. So thank you, everyone. So joys and sorrows, let us see what we have. From Peggy Bell, a candle of love to my closet kitty, Stella, who at age 11 still prefers dark corners and training invisibility to social interaction. She excels at this so well that I forgot to add her name to the service. But you did mention her, so thank you to Stella for being who she is as a true feline. These are all the joys and sorrows that I had today. I will simply mention that we have other joys and sorrows in our lives that we have not shared, that are in our hearts. And so let us take some time to remember the joys and sorrows, not just of today or this week, but really of this year. Next slide, please. Let's do a bit of breath practice. Breathing in, new life, beginnings. Breathing out, sadness, despair. Breathing in, hope. Breathing out, anger. Breathing in, beginnings. Breathing out, endings. Let's be in silence for a few moments and I will ring a bell. Thank you, everyone. So, chalice extinguishing and closing words from a dear retired colleague of mine down in Florida. Blessed are the animals. Blessed are the creatures who live with us and need our care. Blessed are the mammals and the reptiles and the birds who teach us we are not alone. Blessed are all living things from whom we learn to love. And our pumpkin chalice for today is now dark, and we will go to coffee hour breakout rooms to share whatever we'd like to share and be in community with one another. But it was lovely to see you all here today, and thank you for sharing.